Clap your hands, clap your hands, clap your hands.
Why we're both up here at the same time is because we can't do anything alone. We love being together, of course. And we both realize that both of our testimonies parallel in our walk with God and our faith, but we both have one great ending, is that we end with God's amazing grace and we are saved. So I guess I'll go first. My name is Addison. I'm a senior here at Foard and I play softball. My walk with Christ is pretty average, I'd say. Growing up, I did not go to church. I was at softball tournaments every single weekend watching my older sisters play, so that just took my time out of church and more into traveling with my family. Pretty much all I knew was John 3:16, Jesus died on the cross and God's real. And the only reason I know that is because my Nana, she took me to church every other Sunday. So flash forward to middle school is when I went to my first ever FCA meeting and I hated it. I thought it was pointless, none of my friends were in there, and I didn't see really a point in being there if no one else I knew was in there. And thinking back on this made me think like I sought out for a lot of validation from other people and what they thought of me, and this caused me to start turning towards thinking badly of other people, placing blame, judging, and being jealous of everything going on in my life. So if I would have just kept strong in my faith, probably wouldn't have happened, but I strayed away from the Lord. So when I got to high school, I started doing online school, and me and my best friend at the time were spending every single day together. She started going to church, and she was telling me all about it, how great it was, how great worshiping was, and what she learned. And I kind of thought she was crazy because I didn't understand how you could take all that from going to church. So one Sunday, she invited me to go, and I said yes, of course. And I was really nervous. I focused a lot on what people were thinking of me when I went in there. I thought people were judging me. I thought I was being stared at. And I was having really uncomfortable thoughts while I was in there. So once singing and worshiping started, I was really scared that people were looking at me, that I was being judged the whole time. In reality, I really wasn't. So I let loose. I started listening to the lyrics of the songs, really taking in what God was telling me, and I found myself worshiping, I found myself praising, and I found myself free. After that day, I asked for a Bible for Christmas. I started really digging deep into the Word and focusing on what the Lord was telling me to do. And I got to my junior year of high school. I met Miss Christie. If you don't know Miss Christie, she's the most amazing lady on the planet. So she's taught me so much about my faith, and so has Coach K. They started an FCA softball huddle group, and they asked if anybody wanted to be a leader, and for some reason I was called to raise my hand, so I did. And that's led me here today. Now I'm speaking in front of all of you guys. I've spoken at FCA events. I've spoken to a group of 70 plus students about how great God is. And I just want to let all of y'all know today that no matter where you come from in life, how far you've came, where you started from, your story is very much valid. God hears you, God sees you, and you don't have to have this really tragic stray away from God moment to be seen by Him. So one of my favorite verses that has carried me through till today is 2 Corinthians 12:9-10. It says, I rejoice in my weaknesses and difficulties because they prove God's grace is sufficient for me. No matter what you're going through today, no matter where you came from, where you started, His grace is always going to be greater than what you faced before. And no matter what you go through, His grace is always going to be good. Thank you.